Yo, dude. Okay, so listen. A while ago, I got the 5 Series, got this car, and I don't know if I've showed you guys on YouTube. I can't remember, but I know that I filmed an entire series on us getting it and building it. And what I mean by building it is simply installing some BC coilovers and some ESRs with some tires and just slamming it and getting it all fitted. Well, the point of that series was to show you how to build like a pretty sick, you know, VIP style daily for pretty cheap, and then also how to flip a car. Now, some deal came up that I can't pass up, and so this car, the 5 Series, is gonna be going on. It's a pretty rad car, dude. I actually really enjoyed it. I blew a tire out, so I had to put the stock wheels on, which is pretty lame, but whatever. I got it from my buddy Mike. I set it up. We did a couple of things to it. Oh, let's see. When I had originally gotten it, it's got 151,000 miles, and then all the check engine lights go away. All the dash lights go away. It's just in need of a TPM S sensors, and then it's been sitting, so the battery's messed up. So one of the big partners that helped us out on this car was BC Racing. We wanted to slam the car, so they sent out coilovers, and they make coilovers to VIP, stand to your car, and they make competition coilovers. So really any of your needs, you can hit up BC Racing. They're one of the biggest sponsors and supporters of the channel, and we just love them and thank them all the time. So thank you to those guys. Another huge partner for the channel is going to be GT Radial. They have all of our rubber needs taken care of. We lack nothing when it comes to the rubber department. And then last but not least, Holdfast. That is my own personal brand. If you guys want to support the channel in a big way, head over to holdfast-usa.com, which we are giving away the GX100 still. We're going to be announcing a finish date here pretty soon. But head over there. You can buy some merch, pick up some stuff. We have new merch coming out, and get entered to possibly win the GX100 and just have a way to support the channel. We appreciate you guys and everybody who's come over to the channel from Freddie's channel. Huge shout out to you guys. I always talk to Freddie and I tell him you have the greatest fans ever. The support that you have on your channel and in your meets and with your shop and with Project Torque, like, I haven't seen anybody else's fans operate like that. So if you guys are from Freddie's, shout out to you guys. Shout out Freddie and the boys over at Project Torque for just supporting us. Sometimes it's people you don't expect, and those are the guys who have your back. So it's pretty rad. Huge blessing. Shout out to you guys. So this car was built to be stanced out, and this car was built to flip, meaning not roll it over, but flip it in the sense of turn something that didn't cost you much into a nice sum of cash. So my buddy Mike hooked me up with the car. They have the impound yard. And I think I talked to you guys about this. It's the same place we got our Corvette from, and the same place we got the 5 Series from. Both of these cars have now come from Mike, and he's been taking care of us, and he's been one of the big homies who supports the channel as well. So shout out Mike for getting us this. But we're gonna turn this car, this 5 Series, into so, like, look, I'm obviously like crushed in here right now because it's not set up at all how I would set up the car. But this is the nature of buying a new car, getting a new car. So you guys know, we traded it for the 5 Series. So we traded it for the 5 Series. I'm pretty freaking stoked on it. It's actually really nice. So I was talking to the dude, Mike, who we traded the 5 Series for this car. And Mike was telling me, you know, everything works on the car. You don't have to worry about anything missing or anything going crazy like that. Like, all the electronics work. So we got no check engine lights. We got nothing except an airbag light. 6-speed manual transmission, which is beautiful. On top of it, a digital dash and radio with Bluetooth. It's OEM. That works. All the windows work. I haven't found anything seriously wrong with this car, or traditionally wrong with this car, meaning your typical BMW issues. But it being a 330 and a 6-speed, it's actually got some get up and go. A little bit of a clunk. Just bushings. A couple bushings. But this is what's sick. Bam. 6 gear. Now you can cruise. So you're probably wondering, Micah, you're building a Corvette. You got a 240 and it hasn't really hit the channel yet, which, just for you guys who are waiting for the 240 build, it is coming. We've been collecting parts. And I didn't want to bring it in the garage yet because I can't bring it in the garage yet because the stupid E36 is in the way. So we have to wrap up the E36 before we can jump into anything else. But this year we have planned the 240 to be a turbo budget build. We have the C6 Corvette that will be like a super dope JDM styled Corvette, and that thing's gonna be nasty. And I don't know what we're gonna do as far as the motor, but for now we're just gonna leave it LS2. We also have an engine. We haven't talked about this engine yet, but there's an engine I recently found that I really want to build, and I don't know what car it's gonna go into. John and I were talking about potentially building another E36 or building a 46, but like a competition style one, so full cage and bucket seats and all of that stuff as well, and simple wiring with the boys over at FTA. So we have an engine we want to build, and I actually am curious if you guys could guess what engine it is. I'm almost positive, I'm so sure of it, that if the first person who guesses the engine right, I'll send you a free shirt, because I don't think any of you guys are going to get it. I'll send you a free shirt if you can guess what motor it is that we're going to be building this year. The fourth thing we wanted to do big time this year is we want to build this car. Now, when I talk about this car serving the channel and serving you guys, how does that exactly work? How does that make any sense? Well, one of the big ways that it's going to make sense is that you guys loved the Buds on Budget video. You guys loved that series. When we built the 4-seater beater, you guys, like, everybody was watching it. You guys were supporting big time with that, and I think it's because you can relate with that. You could go get a 330 or a 325, put a 3.0 motor in it, do these little things to a 330 motor to make it more reliable and more robust so that you can beat the crap out of it, kind of like what we did with the 4-seater beater. On the power side of things, what I would like to do is get some type of eBay turbo kit or some type of CX Racing turbo kit, take my crew and my guys and attack that turbo kit and see if we can make it more legit. A lot of the hardware is pretty good when it comes to like these CX Racing kits. They're sufficient for what we're trying to do. The goal is like, hey, let's make like a solid 300 horsepower with this car. The car already makes like 2 something, so it shouldn't be really hard to get to that 300 mark. Essentially, if we can, the theory is, or the rule of thumb, and this is a very, very vague rule of thumb, typically atmospheric pressure is about 14.7 or something like that. And so if that's atmospheric pressure and your motor is running NA and it's making 200 horsepower, in theory, if you went to 14, if you added another 14 of pressure into your car, so if you did about 14 psi on a 200 horsepower NA motor, you should in theory be able to get it up to 400 horsepower. And so I don't want to put a bunch of boost into this motor. I just want this motor to be reliable, make about 300 horsepower, and be able to be like a good daily driver still. The hard part's going to be that it has AC, it has a radio, it has all of those things that work. And I think the AC is mostly going to be the issue. But if we can keep the AC and have boost, that's going to be huge. And this is going to be a super rad daily driver. Not to mention, again, the 6-speed. But there's a few things I want to do. One, ditch this seat. It's freaking ugly. And I don't think it was a seat that was in here originally. I run status seats. This isn't a seat that I would run. On top of that, I run hold fast steering wheels. I would never run this steering wheel, ever. Like, it's just not an option in my book. On top of it, the gold quick release. It's kind of cool. I wish it was silver because the other accents in the car are silver. So it would make a little bit more sense. It would be more cohesive if it was silver, but it's not. But let's walk around the car. I'll show you a couple of things. A couple of like key points. Just to show you kind of like the starting point of the car. I want to document really the starting point of this car so that when we get done with it, you could really see how far it's come. So number one, what kind of mileage do we have starting off? We're going to start off with 223,000 miles. That is quite a bit of mileage. Engines, they do wear down over time, but the periods where they have the most wear is when they're the least taken care of. Meaning that if the oil wasn't changed on this periodically and on time, if it's been overheated because the cooling system is not done well, which Mike said that he redid the cooling system on his car, 223,000 miles could probably still work in a boosted application. We're also going to be upping the viscosity on the oil. We'll be jumping from whatever's in here to a 2050. I want to make a shirt for you guys because I've preached to you guys so much about 2050 that I just want to do like a gospel shirt, like the gospel of 2050. It is like the oil you should be running. I don't care. Everybody's gonna have an opinion on it. Everybody's like, oh, you shouldn't run that in this motor and that motor. Whatever, fool. My boosted motors, my NA motors, my daily motors, I haven't lost one yet, and all of them have had 2050 in them. The only time I lost a motor when it wasn't a motor that we built and that I was maintaining. Let's look at the motor. See if we can see anything that's like a bad sign. Hi. All right. It's a stock motor. Nothing special. It does look like some coolant stuff has been changed. Thermostat housing. That hose looks old. Reservoir looks good. Big chillin'. Windshield washer fluid. The freaking emission system is still in it. It's got BC coilovers already on it. 223,000 miles. Not bad. Not bad. Okay, let's go on the outside. So we have a nice clean hood. The paint's clean. It's just dirty. I even like washed my truck the other day and put a bunch of time and effort into washing it, and the next day it like drizzled and then dust storm. It's like, this is stupid.
Wheels,
M-Perils or whatever they're called. If anybody wants them, hit me up. 500 bucks, they're yours. Headlight lenses, they have a yellow wrap on them. You can really see the wrap on that one. This one they did better than the other side.
You gonna get rid of that?
Probably. Yeah. I'm not really, I have yellow on the rally car, but the rally car is silver and it kind of fits like the whole theme with a couple of other yellow stickers around the car. But this one doesn't really fit. It looks like just a traditional coupe front bumper, nothing special there. It's facelift, cat eye, whatever you guys call it. I'm not sure what the E46 purists call it, but we call it facelift. I know it as facelift or cat eye. So that'll be interesting too if we're gonna do a Street Fighter kit on how we're gonna mold it into this, because Street Fighter is usually the droop down eye setup. So I'll have to cut it and mold it.
Yeah.
Should be okay though. Clean doors, regular coupe skirts, which if it was a ZHB it would have like the nice little lipped one that the Pro car has. And then the quarter panel's got some dents, some good ones. But if we're gonna throw a Street Fighter kit on it, then
it don't matter.
It doesn't really matter. All this is gonna get cut up. Moving around to the back, stock trunk, registered and all that stuff, so that's cool. Got this little lip, which I'm not a real big fan of trunk lips at all, but back bumper, traditionally, I would cut these up and I would try to make them my own style like the Pro car, but because we're not back halving this car and cutting the whole rear end out, I'm not gonna change the rear bumper really at all. The exhaust is fine for now. This side is where things get kind of interesting. So the skirt's coming off. Needs a clip in the back. Problem solved. But you pointed this out too. You were like, what is this? And I was like, I don't freaking know, dude. It looks like it might be like a bullet hole.
Just pull the tape.
It's
a Band-Aid.
Imagine if it's a bullet hole. It's totally a bullet hole. No. It might be a bullet hole. It's got like a square. Dude, you think it's a bullet hole?
That's a fucking big bullet.
That's a giant bullet. That's 45, dog. That's like what we talked about in our vlog. That's 4 or 5 right there. Here, let's just do this. Boom, bada boom, it's the worldwide.
Which, if I'm not mistaken,
No face, no case, dog.
is the Street Fighter kit gonna
Cover that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is like from
It'll cover most of it. This part will, to be honest with you, they'll probably just have tape over it. Like this will probably stay with tape because this won't get cut. This section of the car doesn't get cut. It's just this area to get rid of the fender and make more space for a tire. You can see these are already kind of rubbing as it is already. So we need to cut all that out to run the wheel we want and to be able to slam the car a lot lower. It's got like a black metallic paint. It's not like a traditional black setup. And then I'm a huge fan of the red interior. Like I'm a sucker for that. The only thing I don't like is that it's silver. I feel like, and I don't know, you guys can tell me, but I feel like this red and this silver together is tacky.
You know what it's giving?
What?
Iron Man.
Yeah, kinda.
Yeah.
Kinda Iron Man. So I don't like the silver. If this was black, this red would look, it would look so much cleaner in here. Or even if this was like a dark brown or something.
Whoever spec'd this in 2004, your taste sucks.
2004, you're talking Too Fast, Too Furious. I think it had just come out, and I don't know what these guys are thinking. I mean, maybe when this was like all brand new and clean, it looked good. I just can't picture it. But it's pretty clean, dude. Like, look, even the back seat isn't bad. Mike used to roll around with his kids in here and stuff and take them. It's got a suede headliner and it's all done. So I'm saying it's like a pretty good street car. There's not really a reason to like tear it apart and turn it into some track car. We have the Chaser and we have the Pro car. We have the Rally car. Like we have a couple of track cars. We really don't need them. The E30 even for a time attack setup. This one should just be a really cool street car. Kind of like what the E36 is doing. But again, geared more towards showing you guys how to take something like a CX Racing kit or an eBay Turbo kit and make it legit to where it will actually last for you. I know that the crowd that can afford the CX Racing kit probably doesn't have the experience behind the crowd who can afford something like custom. Like for instance, if I was gonna look at the two like opposite sides of the spectrum of like really affordable, you're going like all the way down to like an eBay kit. But then if you're looking at like something that's pricey but you definitely know the quality's there, then you're looking at something like fresh manufacturing or fresh co-manufacturing. I forget what Corey Misko's company is, but he makes a nasty turbo manifold for the N54. But his setup is like super clean. Everything's TIG welded, his welds are good. It's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful work. They are on the pricier side, but people who have that budget to typically buy that more than likely have some type of either a tuner or a car builder who's helping them, or they have some type of knowledge themselves to go and spend the money there. Whereas someone who can afford a CX Racing kit probably doesn't have a tuner who's legit, probably doesn't have anybody actually helping them, and they're probably just going to go out and do things the way that they know how to do, again because they have nobody helping them. So I think our goal with this is to kind of be that homie for you guys, to show you like, hey, you can take this really affordable kit that's maybe not the best. I mean, let's face it, it's not the best turbo, it's not the best turbo manifold, it's not the best intercooler. None of it is the best. It's probably bottom tier stuff. But if we can take it and we can apply some of the things that we know, then we can show you guys like what you need to do in order to make something like that budget kit last for your car. And then there's obviously a threshold. The problem with Boost is that everybody goes, oh, here's freaking 7 pounds, that's amazing, let's turn it up to 12. And then they go, let's go 15, and then let's go 20. And then all of a sudden they blow their motor and yard sell it all over the neighborhood. And then they're wondering why, like, oh, Beamer motors suck. And it's like, it's not built for that, dude. So I think that if we can show you how to install a turbo kit that's a budget kit and kind of do a street car budget build reliable car, like that I think is our goal. Holy crap, it was a bullet. And it's probably still in there. It hit the car this way and it freaking blew out right here. It's for sure around. There's something in here. When we cut it open for the Street Fighter kit, I'm gonna find that bullet.
No way. Well, there's one more in the door. I don't know if you saw.
There's another one?
Yeah.
He got shot twice?
Yeah, I got shot twice.
What?
You don't miss.
Oh my God. He got shot twice. No, what is that? I traded the car at night. And like, look, the 5 Series wasn't in perfect condition. And Mike knows, and I knew. And we were like, look, we're not gonna like nitpick each other on the stupid stuff. Like that, for me, that's stupid. Why? Because like, I don't really care. I'm gonna put a Street Fighter kit on it. And if I need to get another door, I'll just hit up SoCal E46 Parts, Lorenzo. And then I can get a new door. It's no big deal. What are we gonna name this thing? Like, it's been shot twice.
She's from the hood, dude.
She's might be ratchet, dog. This is a ratchet car. You guys go comment below if you watched the video this far into the introduction of this new car that we're gonna be building. Go down below, give me a name for the car. It's been shot twice, we assume. This thing's like, I just need help. We can't call it the Hail Mary anymore. The Mary thing's gone. The whole Hail Mary, Queen Mary, all of that stuff's dead in the water. We need a proper name for this car. Comment below, let me know what the name is. The top 3 names that get the most likes in the comments, I'll pick one of those 3 names. Be appropriate, but help me name the car. We'll see you boys later, dude. I'm super stoked for this build. Anthony's actually really excited for it too. He was kind of like, this one's gonna be a cool build. I'm excited to do this one. Stay tuned, stay close, stay safe. Hold fast, baby.